Let's talk about the ninja invasion. Welcome back to another Bit Heroes video. It is time to talk about the ninja invasion. So this is the third time I believe this has come back, and that would mean it's the first time that we're seeing it in tier 10, so it's going to be the first time for a lot of you. So this is the ninja invasion. We'll talk about invasions in general, but this one's going to last for 2 weeks. So if you want to kind of feel it out in the first week and then do your push in the second week, that is a pretty safe way to do it. They have added a new mythic item because when the first time and the second time this came out, there was no mythic item. So now we have Pep Pep. It is a mythic neck. It has 1% quad strike, and quad strike is a fun bonus, but it is not a consistent bonus. So a lot of players would choose to stack dual strike over this. You can get about 4% dual strike for every 1% quad strike. So that's kind of your conversion rate. If you want to stack it, you've got the necklace now. You've got a sword comet fell. It's like tier 7 or 8, something like that. Not too popular, but if you want more sources, there you go. You've also got a 1% quad strike mount. So I believe that brings it up to 3% quad strike, but still super low, not very consistent, but it is a fun bonus. And if you like screenshots of big hits or like little GIFs and images and stuff like that, you know, it's something for you. But again, not consistent. Personally, I'd lean more towards getting 4% dual strike or empower and stacking it that way, but you do what you want to do. And as far as the stats for DPS players, the stats don't matter too much because you can kind of wiggle it around with your other gear or just kind of respec your stats, so you don't have to worry about that. But there you go, and that's what it's going to look like when it is tier 10. We'll talk about the familiars in a second, but the biggest thing about the ninja invasion is really the cosmetics. You guys have not been able to get your hands on these cosmetics for around a year, and they're finally back, so let's take a look at it. Now, when you put all the cosmetics together, you get the red samurai ninja with the fiery sword. That looks awesome. A new addition to the ninja invasion is this blue ninja chocobo. So look at that, beautiful mount right there. So that's going to drop right out of the expedition. Here are some of the other cosmetics. So you have the sai in the main hand, the offhand, you got a bamboo staff, you've got nunchucks, a bow, and this beautiful spear right through here. So I think probably personally my favorite, unless you want to go for a full ninja, is that spear right there. That looks awesome. So that's what the items look like when they drop in game. And let's talk a little bit about invasion before I get ahead of myself. So invasion is very similar to Gauntlet. The difference is you're going to make 4 teams of familiars, so it's really going to test your ability to have a full team of familiars and a little bit extra, as well as being able to augment everything there. If you can't fill your full team, you will be able to use some of the townsfolk, but the townsfolk have the equivalent staff of a mythic familiar. However, they don't have any augments, so they are going to be inferior to a stabled legendary or even a stabled mythic. A stable legendary or even a stabled epic. So use the townsfolk if you haven't, if you have to. If you can avoid them, just use your familiars instead, because they are going to be better. But pretty simple there. As far as team composition, you're going to want to go tank, healer, tank. That would be optimal, but if you can't do that, you can always do tank, healer, healer. You know, not a big deal there. If you want more info on invasions in general, I do have some invasion guides if you want to hear about, you know, how do we get the best loot, or what does it matter, does it matter what level, etc., etc. All that, you can check that out in my invasion guide video, but today we're just going to focus on the ninja invasion. Now, back in the day, when this invasion first came out, the Master was probably one of the best DPS familiars. A ton of agility, so he's going to hit first. He's got an attack weakest and attack random. He's going to hit very hard. Unfortunately for him, he's kind of fallen out of the meta, and he is no longer very popular, so you're not going to see him run too often. But hey, maybe you want to make him, that's up to you. He's going to take a combination of all of the epic familiars, and yes, we'll talk about all those. But a fun familiar, he looks really cool. You can use him in PvP if you want, but honestly, making a familiar just for PvP is not the most efficient way. And if you were willing to do that, then you probably already know what you're looking for anyways. Jiraiya kind of looks okay. You see 30% damage reduction, but his heal is a 2 SP heal. So because he doesn't have any self-sustain for himself, he doesn't have a self-shield, he doesn't have a self-heal on 1 SP or 0 SP, like we're seeing a lot on the new tanks in the game. I'm going to skip Jiraiya as well. So 30% damage reduction is a great bonus, but he does not have the self-sustain to keep up with it. So not high on the list of priority, but you know, you do what you want to do. Yenji is the last of the legendary familiars, so he's got evade chance and deflect. Again, not really consistent bonuses here. You want to stick with a damage reduction tank. He does have a spread heal, which is nice, but based on his bonuses, I'd kind of steer clear of him as well. So again, not to kind of be a downer on things, but the highlight of this raid is the cosmetics, and also the rewards at the end event is a legendary chimp augment, as well as last time we had Papa's, a lot of people, myself included, were getting a ton of augment chips dropped. So you're farming it for chips, you're farming it for cosmetic, you're farming it for fun. Not so much these familiars, but let's keep going through anyways. So let's quickly go through the epic familiars. There's nothing here that I'm really trying to get on my team. Some of these guys are pretty fun, and I think most of this information is maybe valuable if you're trying to manual through the invasion. But Bruja, he is a tank. He's got block, he's got evade, he's got a 1 SP spread heal, which is pretty cool. But other than that, not too excited about putting him on my team. And they have the champs, really cool cosmetically looking, and actually really cool bonus here. Damage and speed together on the same familiar, but the stamina is so low that it would be hard to use these guys even in PvP. Scrolling down to Tubbo, so he's got absorb chance, and Penja crit chance and empower chance. Penja's probably one of the guys that's giving you a hard time in doing this invasion, so if you're getting sniped, it's probably from Penja, probably from that attack random or attack weakest. But as far as putting these guys on my team, not the top of my list. And then last but not least, you have Ninja and Eva. So here you go, crit chance, dual strike, damage reduction, life steal. Again, you know, some flavor, but not anything that I'm trying to make. So to sum things up, I'm really happy to have the Ninja Invasion back. This is something that the first 2 times Ninja came around was actually before I was playing the game, so I'm finally able to enjoy this content, get some of the cosmetics, and have some more fun, and also test out my familiars and see how we can do after I've made a handful of improvements to them. But something fun to farm, a lot of cosmetics. The Mythic neck is okay if you need one. Cosmetics look really, really, really good. And that new mount's looking great, man. A blue Ninja Chocobo suit on your golden Chocobo. So, no complaints there. And remember, the chip drop rate in invasions is the best in game. Not only do you have a chance for the chip reward from the end of the event, but you also get a chance to farm them yourself. So, I was really lucky last time with Papa's. I got 3 legendary chips and 2 from the event, so that was a total of 5 legendary chips. And who knows, I might end up doing the same thing here. As always, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.